Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video. And in today's video, we're going to be going over a lot of things. We're going to talk about the dev talk that you see up on the screen. We're going to go over some Road to Nationals results for week 1, as well as a couple of the other big events that I haven't got a chance to talk about on the channel, and just show how this metagame is unfolding here into the hunted season. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully enjoy your stay. If you're a long-standing supporter, thank you so much as always. Feel free to check out the Discord down below. Check out the channel membership as well as the creator sheet for access to a bunch of cookie creators that do a lot of good stuff for this game. The first thing is the dev talk. I'm not going to go over like line by line what they talked about. One, it's awesome that they do these things. I'm glad they seem to do them like almost monthly, and I hope they continue to do them because there's a lot of transparency with some of the issues or perceived issues we've had in the game, and they've really helped me even realize that sometimes I need to be a little more patient on some of these opinions I have. So I apologize to anyone if I've been a little negative on Twitter. It's not like purposeful. I'm not trying to like just put all that out there. I just talk about my thoughts, but sometimes maybe just wait a few more days. But regardless, so I apologize for that. But regardless, they talk about the Hunter's Clave printing. They talk about some of the recent bans or no bans and how they're approaching it. They talk about the metagame in general. They talk about releasing the new set on the day of U.S. Nationals and how they're going to try to combat that by giving stores more product to sell for drafts earlier in like the world premiere time frame, and give people access to product and give vendors access to product more so that people can actually get the cards they need going into U.S. Nationals. So they address a lot of things. So I implore you to go watch it. I'll link it down below if I can remember to, on the Flesh and Blood YouTube. Definitely give it a look, because for me specifically, like, it even helped me to, quell my strong opinions a little bit more, and I'm gonna try to do that better in the future. But regardless, on more lighter notes, here is the week 1 classic constructed metagame for Road to Nationals. As you can see, Viserai and New way up there at 14 each. I expected Viserai. I mean, I think if people into like the entire meta as a whole, if you look at like matchup by matchup percentage win rate wise, I do think Viserai is the best deck in the format, and I don't think most people would disagree with that. There are a couple close seconds, but I think Viserai just edges it out due to Viserai really not having a bad matchup. New did surprise me a little bit. I think people are starting to understand the new cards with New and how to implement them, or just go really heavy into what she was good at before. Her being up there that high, though, I thought she'd be down the 11 to 10 ratio, you know what I mean? Like down here with Syndra and Arachne Marionette and stuff like that. Oop, there we go. Around here. But so her being that high is a little surprising, even though she is an amazing deck right now. Aurora was the biggest surprise. I did not expect Aurora to be at 13. Aurora's kind of gone, not down in popularity. She's been getting top 8s and stuff, and I'm not saying she's a bad deck. I just didn't expect her to be second place. So good on her and the people that are piling her, continuing to do well. There is a lot of red line stuff in the meta right now. Marionette even can go red line if you're not on the blue style list. Syndra's red line, stuff like that. So Aurora's like arcane damage can really like eke through pretty easily. Syndra is proving that she's still a really good deck, and I think people are slowly realizing, including myself, that Syndra doesn't have like this obvious counter. A lot of people thought, add Frailty to the mix, add Disruption, add Erase Faces, add whatever. Like, there's tons of stuff. Add This Rounds on Me. That all you got. You have a bunch of tech pieces for Syndra, but it doesn't really stop her from what she's doing, and she can operate so well on 2-card hands, 3-card hands, 4-card hands. Flick Knives is like inevitable. There are some hard counters to it, but overall, like into the wide metagame, there's not a lot of counters in her, so I think she's going to be here for a while. She's won a couple of big events. We'll talk about that in a second, so she's not going anywhere. Arachne Marionette, really excited to see this hero doing well out the gate. A lot of people are enjoying this hero. It's such a hard hero to crack on how to play it correctly. This hero is very, very, very punishing for playing greedy or playing incorrectly or flicking your knives at the wrong time and all sort of stuff. So really cool to see that up there. Prism being up there makes sense to me. I thought she'd be a little bit higher because, like, if you look at these at the top heroes in up top, she has a pretty good new matchup for the most part. Aurora can be a little bit difficult, but she can just race her down, and, Aurora doesn't have a whole lot of poppers in the deck, if any. Syndra, good matchup for into Syndra, even though, it is racy because Syndra can go wide. That's just how it is. The thing people sometimes don't realize about Prism is if she just goes like Herald Beatdown and she's swinging 13 to 14 damage a turn, she doesn't care if her angels only stick around for one turn because she's going to outvalue you if you cannot pop her Herald. So she actually does pretty well into aggro decks when she's on the Herald Beatdown plan. Enigma being up there, Zen kind of falling from grace a little bit. I expected Zen to be kind of up where Marionette is, like in the 8 to 10 range. So only being at 4 wins is pretty crazy. At this rate, Zen will not LL by the end of RTN season, and I thought he was going to for sure. Viserai will, at his current pace, will just barely LL before the end of RTN season. So we'll look at the Living Legend points here in a second. But it goes down. We saw Riptide get a few wins, which is really cool. Vincent, Arachne slipped through the cracks, got a couple wins. The new hero Fang only got 1. And the biggest one that's sad to me is Ira. I don't think Ira is amazing in this meta in terms of anymore, I guess, in terms of, overall power level, but I definitely think she's better than this. I would have put Ira like in the Prism to Zen section. I think a lot of people were really sad when the needle ban happened and it kind of took them off the deck, and a lot of people just aren't playing her because I still think she's like a, maybe not an S tier deck anymore, but she's still an A tier deck in my opinion. I'm just very surprised she only got 1 win, but maybe that's a little biased. I don't know. I definitely don't think she is on the same level as a couple other heroes down here. So that's how week 1 went. We'll see how it goes. Looking at the Living Legend leaderboard really fast before we get into the other events. As you can see, Zen only got 12 points. And this is including Classic Constructed Living Legend leaderboard as of February 11th with Road to Nationals, Week 1, Calling Christchurch, Battle Hardened Barcelona, Battle Hardened Portland, and ProQuest plus Beachhead. All those combined, Zen only got 12 points. So Zen's at 907, still doesn't need a whole lot. 1 calling win in a couple good weeks of RTN, he could do it, but it doesn't look like he's going to LL this RTN season. Viscera, on the other hand, looks like it's a good chance. Currently needs about 128 more points. And week 1 has a little bit less RTNs than week 2 and 3. I think week 1 had like 101 RTNs. Week 2 and 3 has like 123 and over 101. So if Viserai stays at the current pace, they will Living Legend. Azalea got a couple points. Enigma got a good amount. She's now at 733, slowly creeping up there. I think she'll go this year as well eventually. New also did pretty well, is over 600 now. Prism is over 400 now, so on and so forth. And then we have Syndra, who got 133. She already, out of 37 heroes, is now 23rd in Living Legend points, which is really funny. She's about to pass Levia and Dash.io and all of them, which is so funny. When it comes to some of the bigger events, I can show you the metagame first. Like, obviously, I was a top 8, so I kind of semi-ruined it, but it's not that big a deal. This was the week 1 or day 1 metagame for Calling Christchurch. Pretty similar to what we see in the win totals for RTN. The only difference is we have 11 Zen and 7 Jarl. Jarl started getting popularity the last week, and we'll talk about that in here in a second. Kind of going down, nothing else crazy down here as far as like representation. The biggest thing is the Jarl. A lot of people are trying to counter Syndra with Jarl, being able to blow up Flick Knives unconditionally, being able to disrupt her with Frostbites. Honestly, out of all the decks in the format, Jarl probably has the best way to counter Syndra, especially if you're on the CYB plan, whether you love it or hate it. When it came to day 2 conversion, Zen, it looks like 2 out of the 11 Zen converted. I'm really bad at math. 7 out of 17 New converted. 7 out of 17 Viserai converted. Aurora had a really good conversion rate. 7 out of 11 Aurora converted, and then 6 out of 10 Enigma. So Aurora and Enigma both converted really well. Prism and Arachne slipped through the cracks, converted really well. Syndra and Zen did not convert as well. And only 1 Jarl converted. So that's how day 2 went. And then we had the top 8 here. Now, I know that what was really cool to watch was Jason Long's, I hope it's Jason. If I'm mispronouncing it, I apologize. Got in with Arachne, slipped through the cracks, which people were really excited about. Watching them pilot the deck was really cool. They ended up playing New in the semifinals against Cody, ended up falling there. So Cody made it all the way to the finals against Sean, who ended up beating Enigma, and then I believe Brody to get to the finals. And this is how it ended up. So Syndra took this one. So Syndra now has won 2 callings in a row, along with her RTN wins. So really, really strong deck. We have Jason Long over here. We have a Kano. Some really good representation in the top 8. Then we had the Battle Hardened Bangkok, piloted by Vespa. A really interesting Enigma list. Like, if you really take the time to look at this list, there's some really cool inclusions. Like, they're running Mage Master boots alongside, I'm assuming, 10K in order to get 10K out with Go Again, even if you don't have a Spectral Shield, which is really, really cool. They're also running, like, they're just running a lot of cards in the deck that some people would consider bricking, like could brick, but it worked well for them. They did super well. One put in context, which is really cool for Enigma. It's just a 3-block into the aggro matchups that can help turn on their chi. And then you have stuff like Truce. This round's on me. So they're really teching for Enigma with a lot of this stuff. Ripple Away is really good into some of the assassin matchups. Really cool, well thought out list. Ended up being a victor in the finals. Cool to see Victor get up there as well. But as you can see here, no Syndra in this top 8. So a lot of the not older, but OG heroes not in the hunted. And then we had the top 8 for the Battle Hardened Barcelona. This got cut off because of a 12-hour YouTube. If you go over 12 hours, they'll cut the stream. Like, it cuts the video automatically. It doesn't let it go longer than 12 hours. And theirs went off right in the middle of finals, so it was really unfortunate. However, Carlos ended up beating Arthur Trehay on Jarl. So a CYB Jarl ended up winning the event, to my understanding, which is really, really cool. If we look down here, maybe they'll have it here. I could just be really blind. The Battle Hardened Christchurch was a sealed event. Yep, they don't have it on here. But it was a CYB Jarl ended up winning it, I believe, which is really, really cool. And it also helps put Jarl 25 points, as you can see, going up a little bit. But yeah, Jarl ended up getting through all the way to the finals and winning over Arthur Trehay on Verdansk. And it was really fun to watch. So a lot of different heroes winning so far. As we have deck lists, the final one I wanted to show is the Battle Hardened Portland. Majin Bay ended up taking it on Verdansk over Azalea. As you can see, a Zen, 2 Azaleas, a Zen, a Syndra, 3 Zens ended up making the top 8 there. So really heavy aggro, except for Verdansk. And the funny thing, to my understanding about Majin Bay's win, is Majin flew there, I guess, and I don't know why, but wasn't entered into the tournament. I don't know if he forgot or if there was a mishap in gym or what the case may be, but he basically not convinced, but he asked, like, hey, I flew all the way here to play this event. Can I please play? Just give me a round 1 loss. I don't care. Like, if I take a round 1 loss purposefully, can I still play? And they agreed. And I really love that, because in Battle Hardens, if you lose round 1, you have to win out, essentially, in order to make top 8. You can't lose again. So he went into this tournament with Verdansk knowing he had to go undefeated in order to make top 8. Ends up going undefeated the rest of the event, made top 8, and then won the event, which is like the most Majin thing ever. It's hilarious. But yeah, that's how that went. And then finally, we got the world premiere showing of the next set. It is going to be High Seas. Really, really cool. We're going to... It's not confirmed to be a pirate theme, but it's an ocean theme, like a sea theme thing. They had a really cool reveal here. Nothing special, just kind of showing the branding. But set sail to Taipei. The world premiere is going to be in Taipei, May 23rd to 25th. Whether you be a fresh-faced landlubber, salty old sea captain, or sneaky stowaway, the loot is yours for plundering. Rip open the packs of the new set before anyone else can discover it. What's really cool about this is typically in their premieres, they put, like in their articles for the world premieres, they put in like hints. Not really hints, but they always go back to something. And as you can see here, there's like 3 specific like terms, which, you know, for 3 classes. A sea captain, you know, is, I could see maybe being like a guardian or something like that. A fresh-faced landlubber, maybe like a young type hero, and then sneaky stowaway, right? Is this like a... I don't think it's going to be assassin. I don't know why they would do that again. Maybe it's a necromancer. That could be really cool. But regardless, we'll have to see how this turns out. But yeah, lots of stuff to catch up on. Super excited about it. I want to hear y'all's thoughts on it as well. We have a lot of different things coming up. We'll be covering the rest of RTN season. Really excited to see kind of what changes. What do people do to counter Syndra a little bit? does Viscerai hit LL, and kind of go from there. But thank you all so much. Hopefully you enjoy this type of content. If you did, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. If not me, it's completely fine. Go to Nerd Creator, leave a like, comment, subscribe on their stuff. Let's get more people seeing this game. Go down to the Google Sheet down below. Check out some different creators, and I'll see you all next time on TCG Talk. Thank you all so much.